my video presentation about Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, actually, I am making this presentation alone today, but when I made this project, so me and my friends made it together. That's why I'm mentioning her name here too. Okay. So let's start with why did President Abraham Lincoln start Thanksgiving? President Abraham Lincoln started Thanksgiving in the effort to improve relation between the northern and southern state as well as between the US government and different tributes. Let me tell you more about it. Abraham Lincoln started Thanksgiving as a national holiday in 1863 to bring people country together during the Civil War. A woman named Sarah had been asking for a national Thanksgiving for years, hoping it would be help people feel united. Lincoln agreed and he declared that the last Thursday in November would be a day for everyone to give thanks and pray for peace. If I'm talking about the very first celebration, then it was happened in 1621. The pilgrims who were sheltered from England had a tough time when they first arrived. Many of them got sick and died, but with the help of Native Americans, they learned how to grow food and hunt. After their first successful harvest in the fall, the pilgrims invited the Native American people to celebrate with them. They had a big feast to give thanks for the food harvest and for the help they received. They did not have turkey or pumpkin pie, but they ate deer, wild birds, corn, beans, or many more things. This event is often called the first Thanksgiving, though it was not like the holiday we celebrate today, but it was more of the harvest party between the pilgrims and Native Americans. And with this, we move forward the event leading up to Thanksgiving. Indigenous people were displaced, mistreated, and faced new diseases that eradicated their population. Not to mention the disease were brought by European shelters. The US promised them food and shelter but failed to fulfill their promises. The European shelter arrived at their land and kicked indigenous people out using force and violence. Move forward and let me talk about what is Thanksgiving to Native Americans. Native Americans do not celebrate Thanksgiving because it is viewed as a day to grieve for the loss of their ancestors who died in the holiday and to protest against the shelters. Although Thanksgiving is a viewed as a day of grieving, it is a big part of their culture to give thanks to their loved one along with the god of harvest. And the next one is super exciting part, the tradition of the Thanksgiving. Some of the Thanksgiving tradition include the meal, traveling to places, wishbone the turkey, or simply watching the Thanksgiving parade. If I talk about how did turkey pardoning start? Tradition of pardoning a turkey started in 1947 when the national turkey gave a turkey to President Harry. As a gift for Thanksgiving, the turkey was meant to be eaten, but he decided not to eat it instead of it, selling them it to the farm. The tradition became more official in 1963. I show you some pictures too. It's right here. Yeah. So when President John also received a turkey, and he jokingly asked, like, let's just keep him. From then on, each president would receive a turkey for Thanksgiving, and over time, the idea of pardoning the turkey, meaning sparing it from being eaten, became a fun tradition. Today, every year, the President of the United States pardons a turkey before Thanksgiving, letting it live and go to a farm instead of being cooked for a dinner. Let's move on to the next topic. What was the first meal of Thanksgiving? Culinary historians believe that much of the Thanksgiving meal consisted of seafood, which is often absent from today's menu. Mussels, in particular, were abundant in New England and could be easily harvested because they clung to rock along the shoreline. So the meal was very first from that we eat today. They ate wild turkey, not the being roasted one we have now. They eat deer, fish like bass or cod, corn, beans, and other vegetables they grew locally, nuts and berries. They did not have mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, or pumpkin pie like we do today. The meal was simple but focused on the food they could find in their new environment. We all think that Thanksgiving just a day of enjoyment and family get together. But no, there is a death history behind it too. The death history of Thanksgiving highlight the violence and loss experienced by Native American due to colonization. European shelter resorted to extreme violence against indigenous people resulting in death and land dispossession. Colonization not only led to loss of life but also to the suppression of native culture and language. In today's era, some people observe Thanksgiving as a day of mourning to honor the history and struggle of indigenous peoples. And next one is my favorite part, best time with family. During the holidays, spending time with family is the best thing in a life. But this is also the perfect time to remember just how much of the blessing your relatives are. So even when they are annoying, trying to focus on all the thing you love about your beautiful, wacky, funny, a little bit crazy, but always loving. In today's busy life, we don't get time to spend with family, so Thanksgiving is the best time for it. Thank you for taking the time to learn about the history of Thanksgiving with me. We hope this presentation gave you a deeper understanding of its significance and meaning. Wishing you thoughtful and meaningful Thanksgiving. Thank you so much once again. Have a great day.